Now that's the area of a rectangle. Now we all know what a rectangle looks like. A rectangle has its length and its width. So the area is so simple, it's simply length times the width. So if the length is A and the width is B, we simply do A times B. That's it. So it's so simple. Nothing really much to remember. Let's try the questions. Find the area. Length is 5, width is 4, so 5 times 4 gives you 20. That's the answer. Make sure you keep your units all the time though, centimeters squared. But this time we don't have the width. We've given the length 8 centimeters, but we don't have the width. What should we do, guys? They actually give you a diagonal here, 10 centimeters. So all of you should be able to tell me we are going to use the Pythagoras theorem because this is a right angled triangle. 8 squared plus h squared is 10 squared. H squared is 10 squared minus 8 squared, giving you square root of 10 squared minus 8 squared to get h. Calculate that. That's going to give you root 36, which gives you just 6. So basically this one here, I'll just write over it, 6. Okay, 6 centimeters. So that's 6, that's 8. How do we find the area of a rectangle? We simply do 8 times 6, which gives you 48 centimeters squared. Find x if the area is 30 meters squared. This time we want to find one of the sides. They give you the area. And we know that the area of a rectangle is simply length times width. So x times 6 must be 30. What times 6 is 30? Simply 5. So x is 5 meters. Now 7, find x if the area is 50 meters squared. So again, very similar to the previous question. But this time, both the length and the width have x involved. But just treat it the same way. We know that the area is length times width, so 2x times x, which must give you a value of 50. Now what's 2x times x, guys? You should be very good at this from our algebra. It's 2x squared, isn't it? See how 50 and 2, they're both divisible by 2. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So I have x squared left on the left and 25 left on the right. Now x squared is 25, so x must be 5 because 5 squared is 25. So x is 5. Now find the area. Okay, what I'm going to do here is you might like to divide it into 2 little rectangles. So when you get a question like this, trying to make dotted lines, trying to divide the shape up. So I'm going to actually divide the shape up like this. So I draw my dotted lines there. So then I add the area, I find the area of this rectangle, I find the area of this rectangle, and just simply add them up. Before I continue, we know that this is 8 and this little bit is 3. So what is the length of this, guys? Must be 8 minus 3, which is 5. So that's a little extra I need to do. The area of this little rectangle is 6 times 3. That's what I've got here. I'll just use brackets to show you. The area of this little rectangle must be 5 times 2, which is given over here. Now 6 times 3 is 18, 5 times 2 is 10. Add them up and we get 28. This time, you could do the same thing. You could divide it up and try to calculate different rectangles. But in this case, if you do that, that means you'll make 3 different rectangles, which is more than the previous question. It's annoying when we have more shapes involved. So what I'm going to do this time is be a little bit smart, calculate the area of this entire rectangle, and then just subtract away that little rectangle there, because we don't want that part. We just want this part. That means I don't have to find 3 rectangles, I just need to find the area of 2 rectangles. So first of all, we know the area of this rectangle is given by 10 times 8, right? And then here, this length is 6. How do we find this length here? Well, we know that the total length here is 8, and this is 3, this is 3. So to calculate that part, we just need to do 8 minus 3, which gives you 2. So that rectangle we can find the area of pretty easily as well. I'm simply going to go 10 times 8, which is over here, and then subtract away that little bit, which is 6 times 2, and that should give you 68. Okay, and that's it. So see how easy that was when you don't have to even divide it up. Let's do another one. Find the area. Okay, so that's a pretty unique shape, isn't it? So what I'm going to do this time is keep it as it is, and see how this part here is overlapping. See how that part there is overlapping? So I need to subtract that away once. So I'll add up these two areas of the two rectangles and then subtract that little overlapping part. First of all, you should also know that we need to find this length and this length in order to find the area of the little bit. You know that this is 9 and this is 5. So this part, this length must be 9 minus 5, which gives 4, isn't it? And the same thing the other way around. This length is 7, that little length is 3, so that length must be 7 minus 3, which is also 4. So we can find the area of that one pretty quickly as well. So let's do it. 7 times 9 is the area of the big rectangle. 6 times 5 is the area of the smaller rectangle, and the overlapping rectangle is simply 4 times 4, which is over here. Okay, calculate each of those individually. Spend a little bit of time doing that, guys. Check your answer. If you get the same one as me, you should get 77 meters squared. That's the area of that unique looking figure. Okay, so would you get something like this, trying to find a smart, quicker way of finding the area without having to add too many steps involved? Okay, so that was the area.